Walking with Dinosaurs is back, and it came back on my birthday weekend. And I already had a trip planned to the Oxford Natural History Museum. What I didn't expect was for the dinosaurs that featured in episode 1 to feature in the museum so prominently. So I've been waiting a very long time to say this, but welcome to Jurassic Park. The new series of Walking with Dinosaurs just dropped, and Walking with Dinosaurs has been a favourite of mine for 25, 26 years. I was 7 when the original series came out, which kind of shows my age, and it was mind-boggling. My experience of dinosaurs up until that point had been the bits of Jurassic Park my older cousin had chosen to show me, and it had been Land Before Time. And then I saw Walking with Dinosaurs, and I started to take an interest in the real animals rather than the characters that I'd always been exposed to. What followed was Walking with Beasts, Walking with Cavemen, all series that I absolutely adored. But when I heard the news that they were bringing back Walking with Dinosaurs 26 years later, I was so excited. And when it was revealed that it was being released on my birthday weekend, I thought, I have to make a video about this. So in today's video, I'm going to go through the first episode in detail. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, please go to BBC iPlayer and check it out and come back here. As it was my birthday weekend, I did have a day trip planned, and that was to go to the Oxford Natural History Museum, where by complete coincidence, and this wasn't planned, I saw 3 of the main dinosaurs from the first episode of Walking with Dinosaurs, literally hours after I'd watched them on the screen. So that was pretty amazing, and I'm going to kind of show you that as we go through the review. We also, on the evening of my birthday, attended a Jurassic Park-themed pub quiz night, which, spoiler alert, I won by some considerable margin too, but it was very, very good fun. So episode 1 of the new Walking with Dinosaurs focused around Clover, who was a baby Triceratops on her own. It was an amazing way to start the series, with Triceratops being one of the most iconic herbivorous dinosaurs. And it featured what I guess can be called the holy grail of dinosaur battles, which is Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Triceratops. These heavyweights are in almost all dinosaur media. We've seen so many different interpretations of them, and it was nice to see a modern look at what we think these animals look like. From my understanding, our idea of what a Triceratops looked like hasn't really changed a lot over the last few years, but it was nice to see it in a sort of modern, vibrant animation, and Clover's design as this infant was really, really cute. As for Tyrannosaurus Rex, that was a bit more of a talking point, I suppose, because Tyrannosaurus Rex in the original Walking with Dinosaurs was hilariously shrink-wrapped. So it was nice to see T-Rex with a bit of chunk on him. I was expecting maybe some more fluff, but I was happy with the design. It kind of, I feel, straddled that middle ground between the kind of public consciousness of Tyrannosaurus Rex and the sort of paleo-accurate Tyrannosaurus Rex, and was somewhere in between, so keeping everybody happy, I suppose. One of my favourite scenes in the episode was the old Triceratops who defends Clover against the T-Rex, and going to the Oxford Natural History Museum and seeing a Triceratops skull in full gave me a really great indication of how these things could fight the greatest predator in Earth's history. But the Oxford Natural History Museum also had a full-size replica of a T-Rex skeleton. And it's one of those things, no matter how many times you see a T-Rex skeleton, you still have to take a minute and think, if that thing was alive today, we wouldn't be. Tyrannosaurus Rex is terrifying in this episode, not just because of its size, but because of how it hunts. Paleontologists in the modern day dig up a fossil of poop and teeth to show T-Rex preyed on young dinosaurs, which is nasty. The third dinosaur that makes an appearance in this episode is Edmontosaurus, and actually Edmontosaurus appears in quite a few episodes during the series. My friend actually messaged me and said, who did Edmontosaurus sleep with to get in so many episodes? It was definitely a reoccurring character. Seeing the Edmontosaurus in real life was really cool. These were huge hadrosaurs. They weren't exactly fighters. They weren't going to be defending themselves against a T-Rex, but you could see how they would be a challenge for a T-Rex just due to their size. And one thing that really blew me away about the Edmontosaurus skeleton was the size and the scale of its tail and the bones in that tail. Sometimes there's a tendency to think about dinosaurs as movie monsters, and that's because they have been used in that way wonderfully in so many films. But these were real living animals that acted like animals do in the wild today. And seeing the skeletons, which shrinks them down a bit, I think, from kind of movie adaptations, gives you a real idea of the fact that these really existed and they were amazing. We also get a glimpse of Inferno-Dracon, which was a pterosaur. Unfortunately, there were no Inferno-Dracon skeletons at the Oxford Natural History Museum. I don't know if I've ever seen an Inferno-Dracon. In fact, I'd never really heard of one before. I know of some Dracons, Thanatos Dracon, but Inferno was new to me. I would like to see an Inferno-Dracon, so if anybody knows where I can go and see one in the UK, please comment down below and I would love to go and take a look. All in all, I was really pleased with the first episode of Walking with Dinosaurs. It started the series with a bit of a bang. It was like, here's some of the most iconic dinosaurs in the world. Let's watch them fight. This is what this series is about. Obviously, there were some educational points to it too, and some emotional points. The friendship between Clover and the little Edmontosaurus was beautiful. And yeah, it was full of vibrant characters, different personalities within the animals. Of course, sometimes you can still tell that it's computer-generated images, and sometimes the story moves quite slowly. And there is this kind of thing that, people are digging up the fossils of Clover as a baby. So you know that the baby that you're watching dies, which is quite sad. But as a rating, episode 1, I would probably give it a good 7 out of 10, I think. If you are in the south of England and you've not visited the Oxford Natural History Museum and you're into dinosaurs, then I highly, highly recommend it. It's a lot quieter than the London one. You can move around without being shunted and pushed and actually see some of these dinosaurs up close. And they have some exhibits that you're invited to touch and feel as well, which is really, really cool. Overall, I had a very wonderful dinosaur-themed birthday. This is my second dinosaur-themed birthday in a row. Last year I went to see the Crystal Palace dinosaurs, which are an interesting story in themselves, and maybe we'll get to that one day. On this channel, I want to take the time to look at some of my favourite dinosaur media. I want to play some Jurassic World Evolution 2, which I do all the time, and I want to look into some paleo art and create some paleo art of my own. This is more going to be an exploratory channel. I'm not going to do a regular upload schedule here. I'm just going to drop something when the feeling hits. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of my love and my passion for prehistory, and to share with you what a wonderful weekend I had for my birthday. So if you enjoy dinosaur content, why not subscribe? Because I will be back. We will look at all the different episodes in this new series of Walking with Dinosaurs. And if you're into dinosaurs, you probably know Jurassic World Rebirth comes out in a couple of months, so we will certainly be talking about that. So I would love to have a chat with you in the comments. What did you think of the first episode of Walking with Dinosaurs? What was your favourite episode out of the 6, if you've seen them all? And I will see you next time. Thank you.